Hello everybody, how's it going, and welcome back to another video about Assassin's Creed. Today we're going to be talking about Empire again. It's been a while since we've been doing a lot of Ezio Trilogy discussion type stuff, but I put a poll up on Twitter asking you guys what you wanted for Monday's video topic, and you guys asked for Empire graphics and engine. It was super close between Empire's graphics engine and the multiplayer that could possibly be a thing. Like, you guys want me to talk about multiplayer, so I think I'll make tomorrow's video about the multiplayer, and that way I can just talk about that for a little bit. But you guys also said the vote that won, because I asked you guys what kind of video type you wanted, because you guys really enjoyed that really long discussion video I did, and you guys wanted another one of those for Monday's video, which is this topic that we're going to talk about, graphics and engine. So I'm going to do that, minimal editing, just kind of discussing stuff like I did the other day with that video, because you guys really enjoyed it, and that's awesome. I'm so happy you guys enjoyed that. I was kind of nervous to put up because it was just kind of like raw kind of thoughts and stuff, and I was like, do I want to upload this? But you guys really enjoyed it, so that's really great. But I think what I'll do is, since, again, this was so close, 53% said 20-minute discussions, 10-minute percent, what did I just, 10-minute percent? What? 47% said 10 minutes with edits, and I guess what I'll do is, for tomorrow's video, talking about the multiplayer, I will do a 10-minute video with audio editing, you know, straight to the point, stuff like that. Not so much of a rambly discussion video like this one will be, but I will leave like an annotation on screen or something, letting you guys know when the discussion starts about the engine and the graphics and stuff like that, because this is something that we haven't really touched upon. A lot of people have been talking about, you know, the gameplay, the open world, how it's going to connect to the modern day, the story, side content, DLC, tombs, multiplayer, and I'm just like, let's talk about the graphics and the engine. Like, what engine are they going to use? So I just want to quickly go over the different engines that have been used for Assassin's Creed. So with Assassin's Creed 1 through Revelations, they used a thing called Anvil. This was an engine that was made specifically for Assassin's Creed 1. It was built from the ground up for Assassin's Creed. It was, the Anvil engine. It worked to, you know, utilize crowds, social stealth, the gameplay of Assassin's Creed, essentially, and that's the basis for all the Assassin's Creed engines. The next one was Anvil Next, which was Anvil Next 1.0, which was used for Assassin's Creed 3, 4, and Rogue, and then we have Anvil Next 2.0, which is for Unity and Syndicate. Now, which engine will they be using for Assassin's Creed Empire? Now, it's very likely that they will just use an upgraded version of the Anvil Next 2.0, which is probably a safe option because they know what they're doing with that. They've perfected it with Syndicate, and now they can perfect it even more with Empire. Now, saying that, I'm not completely against the idea of them creating a new engine. Now, I know a lot of people love Anvil Next 2.0 Unity Syndicate engine. Personally, I don't like it that much. It annoys me a little bit. I don't know what it is about it, but whenever I play it, it feels clunky, and I don't know, it doesn't feel like it works properly. It doesn't feel like it's as smooth and fluid as possibly like Anvil Next was, because that's probably my favorite Assassin's Creed engine. I absolutely adore the original Anvil. Yep, I'm gonna kill myself. I absolutely adore the Anvil engine, the original Anvil engine from, I can't even fucking, I'm going fucking BPR today. I don't know what's going on, but I completely adore the Anvil engine from Assassin's Creed 1 through Revelations. Obviously, if they used it now, it would be awful, wouldn't work well at all, but it works well for those games, and replaying those games, I'm like, oh yeah, this is fun, because it's the Anvil engine, it's always fun. But, the thing is, with things like, updating things, like, I love the Anvil Next engine. That's my favorite engine. The only problem with that is the button mashy combat. Now, people are going to argue, oh, all Assassin's Creed games have button mashy combat. This has the most button mashy combat. Like, all combat in video games is just hitting buttons. But, you know, with Assassin's Creed 1, there was a lot of timing there. You had to time it right. You had to make sure you did your combos at the right time. Dodging was important. You had to change up your playstyle for different archetypes of guards and things like that. But with, like, 3, and especially with 4 on the Anvil Next engine, you just smashed X or square. Like, that's all you did. You just smashed the attack button, and you could just counter at the right time. And there was an amazing trick, and I use it all the time still to this day, even though I complain about it. It's just because the only thing is, the reason I use this trick, and I'll tell you the trick in a minute, is because smashing the attack button annoys me, because you have to finish this combo string, and it takes forever to kill guys. Like, come on, they would be fucking dead at this point. Like, you're just smashing them with a sword. Like, they'd be dead. Why am I still attacking this guy? And the trick is, you just press A or X on PlayStation, and that does like a guard break thing, and you essentially throw them to the side, then you attack them, you hit them once in the back, and they're dead. That's my trick, and I do that with every guard in the game. And if you ever watch me live stream Assassin's Creed 4, which I do frequently, I'm doing a brand new series called 7 Seas Survival, where I basically play the entire game without HUD, without, you know, help from the game. I just play the game without HUD, and I have an actual IRL map that I'm following, so kind of like an actual pirate adventure, and I'm playing the whole game like that. It's so much fun. So if you haven't watched those streams, go catch up on them if you want to, but stay tuned on the channel and turn notifications on my channel. So you know when I'm going live. I also tweet about it all the time when I go live, so follow me on Twitter. And those streams are so much fun. They're amazing. But yeah, see, the combat for the Anvil Next kind of isn't that great. And I don't think they've ever nailed the combat on Anvil Next 2.0 either, because in Unity, I liked where they were going with it. Didn't work out right. It was very slow, sluggish, clunky, glitched out all over the place. And it just didn't work properly. It felt very slow-paced, and didn't really feel like it didn't feel right. But then at the same time, Syndicates is possibly my least favorite combat in an Assassin's Creed game. It's so quick and annoying. Like, it's like George said this to me the other day. The way they fight in Syndicate is as if they don't want to make it look like they're fighting. Like, they keep their hands really close to their body, and they're like, oh, no one can see me fight. I can't let anyone know I'm fighting. I better finish this fight really quickly before anyone notices that I'm having a fight. And it's weird. It's a weird combat system, and I don't know. Like, it doesn't work for Assassin's Creed. It's all melee. Like, I mean, oh wow, it's all melee. That is Assassin's Creed. I mean, it's all like fists only combat is what I'm trying to say. And, like, kind of, there's no swords involved and, like, stabbing people. Like, Assassin's Creed's all about being stabby, right? But there's none of that in Syndicate. It's very blunt objects kind of thing. I don't know really how to explain it, but that's kind of what I think about the combat, and it's not really that great in Syndicate. But as for what they will use in Empire, now, I think there's two possibilities. I think they'll use an upgraded version of the Anvil Next engine, Anvil Next 2.0 engine, sorry, which is the one for Unity and Syndicate. I think it'll be upgraded. I think it'll be sorted out. I think there'll be smoother combat. It will be certainly tailored to the location of ancient Egypt, and I think the combat will be overhauled. Definitely, they won't have the same combat as Unity or Syndicate, because they managed to change the combat completely in Syndicate from Unity, and so I think it'll be very, very different if they do use that. However, there is another possibility, and I think this could be very, very likely, and I think that's that they will use the Snowdrop engine. Now, this is the engine used for the Division, for Ghost Recon. Snowdrop is something that I think is very possible for Assassin's Creed. They've talked about it before and said, you know, yeah, it could be used for Assassin's Creed. They've said it before. And I don't know, I think it's very likely. I mean, I don't really mind, because it's a well-established engine. We know it works. So if they use it for Assassin's Creed, then sure, go for it. Why not? I am yawning. Oh god, I tried to hold that back, but I couldn't do it. But yeah, they tried to use it for Unity. I mean, whoa, they used, oh, Jesus Christ. What am I saying? Oh, this is the problem with these discussion videos. I kind of, when I lose track, I'm like, shit, and then obviously there's no editing, so that's that. But, yeah, with Snowdrop engine, it's a well-established engine. Obviously, it's not really suited to Assassin's Creed gameplay, but obviously they'd adapt it and stuff like that. We know it's a very, very nice looking engine. It just, I don't know, it's a difficult one. I don't know, you guys need to let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think we'll get from the engine, in Empire? Would you prefer Anvil Next 2.0, or would you prefer Snowdrop, or could they just completely develop a new engine? Because, I don't know, like, it's very, very possible that they could just go ahead and be like, well, I want to develop a new engine, and we'll just get a completely new engine. And I mean, I think that's kind of fine, because they've given themselves time to do that. The reason that I think Unity and 3 weren't so great is because they weren't given a whole lot of time with the engine before the game was released, whereas with Empire, they've been given a whole 2-year break, because Montreal didn't work on Syndicate, and then they had a year off, 2016, and so they've had a bunch of time to work on this new engine, if it is a new engine that they're working on. But, regardless, I don't really mind, as long as it works, kind of thing. But in terms of graphics, what are we going to get from Empire? Well, I personally think, in terms of graphics, it'll look possibly one of the best Assassin's Creed games we've seen, because I think they've had time to work on this engine, they've had time to perfect the game. I think, if you look at things like The Witcher 3, I know I always bring this up, but that is a very, very good game. The thing is with The Witcher, if you look at it, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous game. And it is a huge game. The open world is massive, and it still manages to look amazing. Same with things like Final Fantasy 15 as well. That game world looks amazing, and it's huge. And if they can pull off the same thing with Assassin's Creed, that would be fantastic. Like, Unity and Syndicate look amazing. They're not the best things ever, but they do look amazing. And I think with Empire, honestly, I've said this before, and I think it might be one of the most graphically superior games out there. Honestly, I think when it comes out, we'll all be completely like blown away. We'll be like, whoa, that's an Assassin's Creed game? What have they done? And it will just look amazing, and hopefully it'll also run well, and they've had this time to perfect it. And I'm honestly thinking that that's what we'll get from it. And that's the thing with like with having this break, is that they've had time to perfect it. So whatever engine they use, I think we're safe in that regard. Whereas if it was like an annual release, like it was being released this year, then I'd be like, oh god, they better be using Anvil Next 2.0, they better not have made a new engine, like, because I just think that's a bad idea. But yeah, I think in terms of graphics, we'll get something that looks really, really nice. Like, imagine how the game would look with, like, all of the, like, you know, the oasis areas, like, the lush areas, like, the dense city with this, like, mist and, like, sand wisping up off the ground and stuff like that. It's just gonna look so, so cool. And I don't know, there's an opportunity there for all the engines, because obviously we know at this point Unity looked better than Syndicate in terms of graphics, because they obviously toned it down in Syndicate so that they could run the game. Because obviously Unity had a problem of not being able to run properly, and it just ended up looking way better. The lighting was way better in Unity than it was in Syndicate. Syndicate was very flat, I think is maybe the word to use for Syndicate, but that's honestly just my opinion. That's what I thought. But with Empire, I think it's going to look better than the 2. I think it's going to run well. I think it's going to be a gorgeous game, hugely open. The engine should give us, you know, should be perfected in the sense that it's going to give us a complete open world. Like, we're not going to have loading screens, I don't think, in Assassin's Creed Empire, obviously before going into missions, stuff like that, but I mean, in the open world, when you're exploring, I don't think it's going to be loading screens to go into cities. I think they're just going to be able to let us go in, like the leak suggested. You know, it'll be like Black Flag, except completely open. Like, you know, there's no loading screens to go to cities, you just go straight into that city, because I think that's an amazing thought. Like, I've talked about this before, but imagine you're just on your horse riding through this deserty area, like, you've passed through several towns, done some quests, and you find, like, you've been on this quest to get to this main city, because that's where your target is, that's where your assassination is, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna head there, but you've got sidetracked with all these different side quests and objectives and tombs, and it's been a long journey, and you're finally there, and you reach the city wall, and it's massive. It's absolutely huge. You've got all this sand blowing around in front of you. You've got the guards in front of the city wall. You, like, ride your horse into the city gates, and you just see all of these people everywhere. Like, it's just full of life, and these buildings that are massive, and it just looks so awesome. Imagine how cool that would look on an awesome-looking engine, because I'm just relating it to Assassin's Creed 1. Like, that first time you see Damascus, and you see the city wall and the city inside, it looks incredible still to this day. But imagine a similar thing in Egypt with beautiful looking graphics, next gen graphics, completely open, seamless gameplay, and open world and exploration. I honestly think that'd be incredible. Like, the only other thing I do kind of want loading screens for is Assassin Tombs, because, or just tombs in general, not necessarily Assassin Tombs, but you know the kind of gameplay I'm talking about, is that I kind of want loading screens there, because I think there were tomb-like things in, like, Assassin's Creed Unity, where you could go down to the tombs, but there weren't loading screens. And, I mean, it wasn't the same thing, but it was a little bit weird, in the sense that, because, like, imagine in Assassin's Creed 2, if you didn't have loading screens, you went inside, and it was kind of just, like, part of the open world. It would feel weird. I like the fact that it's an instance, and you can't ever access it again. It's not something you can always access. It's something that you do once, there's the mission done, so it's a mission. So I kind of hope if they include tombs, which I think they will in Empire, come on, they've got to, I want there to be a loading screen. I want there to be a separate part of the world, just a separate mission when you access it that you play through, and then, you know, that's it. That's the mission. Rather than having it as a separate part of the open world, because I think if it's a separate part of the open world, then it kind of just feels it doesn't feel as good as it used to with the tombs. The whole point of the tombs is that it's a set mission, a set event that happens. But if you have it as part of the open world, it's kind of something you can always go back to and explore. It doesn't really feel special or significant kind of thing, and that's something that I don't want in Empire, is that I don't want the tombs to feel insignificant. So, other than those tombs, I think we won't get any loading screens. It will be completely seamless exploration of the open world, or at least that's what I'd like. That's my ideal. I don't mind about interiors. This is kind of going on a different topic right now, but it kind of fits in with engine, with what the engine can handle, kind of thing. But I don't know about interiors of buildings. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of interiors, because I kind of think interiors are cool. You know, there were way too many in Unity, because it was like every other building you could go inside wasn't really necessary. Syndicate, I don't think it had enough enterable buildings. I don't know about that, but it never really mattered before, you know. It was like with the other games, like interiors didn't really matter too much, but I do think it'd be cool to have certain buildings you can enter and interact with. So things like taverns, or, you know, places like that you could just go into and just have a drink if you want to immerse yourself in the world. Fuck, I'm yawning again. Oh, please hurt me. But like things like that, immersion kind of things that help with immersion, those are always cool. Things like inns that you could just go in to stop on if you're like having a long journey, you want to stop in an inn to have, you know, a night's rest. Doesn't really add anything to gameplay, but it just allows for immersion, which is always really cool. I like things like that allow you to just immerse yourself in the world. And, you know, just things like that, you know, you can have like a carriage ride, you know, if you'd rather have a carriage ride instead of riding your horse all the way there. Kind of works as fast travel. You can hop in the carriage, it will fast travel you there, or you can just enjoy the journey and just look at the scenery and stuff like that. That's another thing that I think would be really cool. Just little things like that would really help Assassin's Creed, because even though it's an Assassin's Creed game, I still want to be immersed in the historical time period you've built. So if you build an ancient Egyptian time period, I want to be able to immerse myself in that, and the game looks beautiful, but I want more than that. I want more immersion to, you know, enjoy. And I think that's something that Assassin's Creed's always lacked. I think AC4 did a very good job of trying to incorporate that, but I think we need more. And the fact that the Black Flag team's working on this brings me hope that they'll try and incorporate this, because Black Flag was extremely immersive, and I think it's very, very possible that they will do that with Empire. And I'd love immersive stuff. There's so many cool things that I think we need for immersion, because when you experience this historical thing, you don't just want the historical backdrop there and you doing missions within it. You want to feel like it's living and you're living within it. You want to feel like it's an actual place that you're visiting. It's the kind of thing, you just kind of like little things that you can interact with, and, you know, people you can interact with and stuff like that. And like I said with Unity, like buying newspapers, like Red Dead Redemption, like the ability to buy newspapers was hugely immersive in Red Dead. Like the fact that you could hop on the train in Red Dead and take it to different stops, the fact that you could take carriage rides, you know, all the different shopkeepers you have that you can interact with, the fact that you can do bounty hunts, the fact that you can, you know, go into saloons, you can buy different houses across the world. Those are certain things that Rockstar do well. There's things like in The Witcher, like where you can just go and have a drink in a tavern or whatever if you want to. You can interact with a shit ton of people throughout the game. There's just so much stuff you can do in those kinds of games, and that's where open world really kind of is good, because you have all these immersive things that you can interact with, and it just enhances your experience within the world so much that sometimes in things like Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto, I spend my time not even doing missions or even collecting the. I'm just in the world. I'm just living in the world, because I love the world that's been built so much, and it feels so real that I can just, you know, like be in my safe house, go get a drink in the saloon or whatever, go visit a friend in the game, explore the world with them, do some cool activity, you know, go talk to the marshal, go do a bounty hunter thing in like Red Dead, or, you know, like in GTA sometimes I'd, you know, just get in my car, call up a friend, go visit them, go bowling or whatever with Roman in GTA 4. And those are the kind of things that, I'm not saying I want to be able to go bowling with Roman in Assassin's Creed Empire or anything, but those are the kind of things, like types of things you can do that improve immersive gameplay, and I think Assassin's Creed Empire needs more things. Like, I'm not saying go out and hang out with your friends and stuff in Assassin's Creed, because that's weird for an Assassin's Creed game. But I think things where you can interact with people and, you know, have those little side things you can do, like the games you can play and things like that, like little board games like in Assassin's Creed 3, and things like that, little just activities you can interact with that really do improve the immersion. And I think things like that will be, like, you know, accessible with the new engine, with an upgraded Anvil Next 2.0. Just more additions to an engine that's already been worked on, with awesome graphics, seamless exploration, you know, immersive activities you can you know, interact with, and different things they can include in the game. There's so much they can do with the brand new engine. The graphics are going to look awesome. I am super hyped for this, but I think that's about it. I think I've rambled on for long enough right now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do like these types of videos, be sure to hit that like button, because that'd be awesome. Comment down in the comment section below, comment down in the description, I was just going to say, and comment down in the comment section below and what you thought. Tomorrow, we're going to do a proper edited video, which I haven't done in a little while, on Assassin's Creed Empire's possible multiplayer and co-op features. I'll talk a little bit about that in that video tomorrow, and then we've got AC Empire wishlist on Wednesday and Assassin's Creed Quick Law on Thursday, and I'll come up with a cool little video for you to for you guys to watch on Friday, like I did with Unity that one time. But I think I'll probably do it in like Syndicate or Black Flag or something like that, and I'll just fuck around and have a good time. But that's it for this video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. I enjoy making these videos. They're a ton of fun. If you do want to be involved in Twitter polls for video ideas, then go ahead and follow me on Twitter. There is a link in the description. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And that's about it for this video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.
And the wolves kept tumbling down, raining fire from above. Great crowds charge over the hills, but the city's had enough. But if we turn and fight, does it almost feel like we will never fall? And if we unite, we can take this fight straight to the castle wall.